Hey guys, and welcome back to the latest part of my I know why your results might suck. So this is part 5. This is where we're going to start to talk about the strategy. How do I do the thing? How do I get the results that I want to get? You see, up until now we've discussed just the clarity steps, which is a really important part of achieving anything, whether that's weight loss, to you running faster and achieving your best 10k time, to other things outside of your health and fitness. That's how you achieve what it is that you achieve at work, with your family, with your finances. If you don't have the necessary required clarity around what it is that you actually want, actually going off and then doing it often ends in a little bit of disaster and failure. So far we discussed understanding what it is you want, what you really want, why you want it, are you willing to pay that price, the cost of getting there, and then having the awareness of the mess that's possibly stopped you in the past. Have you cleared that away first before you can start to add in the new stuff? So now we're going to start talking about the strategy. And that's how do I do it? Now this could be all kinds of different things. Certainly if we're looking at someone trying to be healthy, lose weight, be stronger, or achieve something, i.e. an event, then where do we begin? Maybe you've got to start going to the gym. So you've got to think to yourself, how many times do I actually need to go to the gym? What's ideal? When people get a lot of excitement around starting a new plan and they've got this kind of like internal motivation going on, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to go to the gym 5 times a week. I'll often say to people, let's just hang on a second. People who say that they're going to go 5 times very rarely do, because things get in the way. So what I'd say to someone is, aim a little bit lower than that. And what I mean by that is, if you say you want to go 5 times and you only go 4 only, you're going to be a little bit disappointed. You're going to come across as negative because you didn't hit 5. So what I'll say to someone is, if that is what you want to do, and that's still a little bit extreme, say you're only going to go 4 times, and if you go 5 times, hey, that's a win. But people don't need to go to the gym that many times a week. 2 or 3 is normally perfectly acceptable. So if you say you're going to go 3 times, flip that around a little bit. Say you're only going to go 2 as a minimum, that's your bare minimum, and then the 3rd becomes positive now. But if you go, or you aim for 3 and you only go 2, again you start to become negative to actually only going to the gym twice, where you wasn't even going before. So why would you be negative about being 2? So it's just setting up your mindset a little bit to win. Okay, so that's just generally, someone wanting to go to the gym. But then there's other things that are coming into play, like your activity levels. What else could I do in the day to increase my activity levels? Because people associate having to lose weight or get healthy by having to go to physically do exercise and go to the gym. That's just a part of it. There are other things that you can do. Can you walk to work? Can you go for a walk at lunchtime? That's really achievable. Maybe you've got an hour for lunch. If you're someone who's working through lunch and rushing, then there's some problems that do kind of need addressing there. So if you've got an hour for lunch, maybe you go for a 20-minute walk, 20 to 30-minute walk before you actually eat your lunch. Without going too deep on this video, we start talking about who are you when you eat your food. Are you in fight or flight, stressed, or are you in what we associate as rest and digest? bit more calmer. It's a big difference of who you are when you eat that food. Am I digesting this food? Am I absorbing it? Or am I someone rushing around on the go who's actually eating expensive diet food because they're not actually absorbing the nutrients because they're stressed? And then there's other things, like I've got to eat a little bit differently. It's fair to say. So what do you need to do to start eating a little bit differently? The amount of times people say to me, well, I know that I need to do that and I need to change and I need to eat this and not eat that, but I didn't have the food in the house, or I couldn't get to the shop, or I don't know how to cook that. They are just excuses, I'm afraid. It's up to you to take responsibility to A, have that food in the house and learn how to bloody well cook it. There's so many different ways that you can do that. You've got cookbooks that you can use. I've got hundreds and hundreds of recipes if you get stuck with not knowing how to cook healthier. And if you run out of foods, what could you do about that? I say to people, have reserve food in the house. If you're waiting for, let's say, the delivery of food to come around, you could quite easily have things in there. You don't have to actually always eat, but they're there. I call these kind of like the power plate meals. Things like tinned fish, eggs, frozen vegetables, nuts. These are all things that you can have in the house that don't go off quickly. So they're there, they last for weeks. So if you do get into that situation where, oh God, I've got no food. Oh, actually in the cupboard there's some tinned fish and I've got some frozen vegetables in the freezer. Gets you out of a little bit of a hole. So it's just thinking of all these different things and ways of how you can stay on plan, because it will be a challenge, it will be tough at sometimes, but what have you done to make sure that you can bulletproof any given situation? And another thing I'll say to people, set up some routines. I'm really big in my health formation on morning routine. A lot of people get up and they're rushing around from the word go, and they're having to get dressed and they're getting kids ready for school and they're late for work and they've missed their breakfast, so they're rushing to the coffee machine to get some energy. But if you can set up a routine in the morning that works for you, you're setting up your day for success. People who start bad really suffer and struggle throughout the day, but people who start well start to take control of their life and their day. Trust me on this one, when you start to setting up your day for success and winning, you can really, really improve your results. So what have I got to do? I've got to get up maybe 10 minutes earlier. I've got to clean my teeth. I've got to get some breakfast ready. I've got to get my gym kit ready. The amount of times someone said to me, well, I was going to go to the gym, I really wanted to go, but I realised an hour before I left work I'd forgot my gym kit. It's just these little things that really can have such a bigger impact, on your life. Maybe if you're cooking your meal in the evening, you actually cook 2 amounts. You're cooking your lunch for the next day. So spending a little bit more time, investing in a little bit more time, can actually save you time. A lot of people say they don't have time to do this and do that, but actually if you start thinking about it, have a plan, have a routine, have a strategy, you can actually make your life a lot simpler. So there you go, that's the start of the strategy. I'll be back with you soon in the next video. Take care.